Kamba komedia boys meso abo anogara akafurika nzeve dzavo dzinogara dzakavhurika zvese connected musharukwa kamba kwevanogara.
Right, 7 April 2025, and today I'm very excited to be giving you this update as we go towards one of the most important days in the history of Zimbabwe. And tonight, something very big is going to happen. You are going to see something that you've never seen before tomorrow. And specifically, we're looking at General Chiwenga. So there is no way that the impeachment motion is going to be tabled in Parliament with Chiwenga as the Vice President. So the next move that you're going to see, if the impeachment motion is going to be tabled tomorrow, is the dismissal of Chiwenga. So that is the next move that is going to be done. However, there is more that is going to happen before that. Specifically, there is a number of important documents that have come out this week. And today, I'm going to look at that document briefly. If you go to zimbabwe.com right now, you will see that there's a garbled up document. We just put it up without even thinking about it. So you can go and look at a file called Chivayo files. There is 21 pages. And those are going to be sorted out. My guys are going to be working on them right now. 21 pages. And unfortunately, they didn't have time to put them up. I just told them to dump them on the page so that as I talk to you, you can be browsing the 21 pages from the South African police. The South African police have begun an investigation into Wikino Chivayo, and they've put up a detailed investigative document which shows how money was moved into Wikino Chivayo's accounts, but they have hidden the detail on how Mnangagwa is involved. So the president of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, is involved in the fraud that has taken place and the money that has flown into South African bank accounts, which is over 1 billion rands. So over 1 billion rands have flown into South African bank accounts, and this money has eventually moved into the accounts of Mnangagwa. However, as a president of a country, there is no way that they will allow it for you to see who is the owner of these bank accounts. But as I said, I've got 21 pages on the website. We are going to sort them out and we're going to analyze them for you tomorrow. But as I'm saying right now, you can immediately go and look at those files yourself. Mnangagwa has received some of that money into his bank account. And not only Mnangagwa, but his sons, Sean Mnangagwa, Collins Mnangagwa, Kuda Mnangagwa, and a bunch of other sons. Later on tonight, I'll be talking to someone who is going to be providing us more details on the Mnangagwa family, particularly the wives. So I'm going to be talking to someone here who's going to be giving us more detail about the wives and the wives of the sons, and also what has been happening there. Very important details coming out. But I want to focus on what is going to happen within the next 24 hours. So I said, firstly, the motion of impeachment of Mnangagwa is going to be tabled tomorrow, and it's likely going to be tabled as a motion from the floor. You had Senator Kalipani Pugen here speaking. So someone is going to stand up and table the motion, depending on how angry the people are. So tomorrow, we expect a lot of anger from the people from what is happening. The amount of money being stolen by Mnangagwa is billions and billions. And you can see the money being stolen at ZEC, which is going to South Africa. The money that is being stolen at ZESA from 2015, which is being paid at present, and the money that is being stolen at the president's office. So Mnangagwa's office is stealing a lot of money. So as I said to you, the theft is actually inside the office of Mnangagwa, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of ICT, and also the Ministry of Defense, where Opam Chinguri has been part of the theft. So she's been stealing together with Wikino Chivayo. You can see people in this picture. They've been stealing money billions and billions and moving out with that money. And they are also involved in drug peddling. So these guys you are seeing on the screen, they're involved in drug peddling. I don't know why they don't stop at stealing. Why do they have to do drug peddling? They're also involved in the movement of drugs into the country and into the communities. So they're involved. Wickenoch Vice President specifically has been named in a dossier as being involved in drug peddling. Opam Chinguri's daughter has been named, and the Mnangagwa's sons have been named. I've shown you the dossier in the past. Wickenoch Vice has been named in the paying off of officials, opposition figures, and also of many, many influential people in Zimbabwe, including today, Wickenoch has just paid a lot of money to Dorcas Moyo, Chigeza Mgovera, for what she did last week, which is to demoralize Zimbabweans and say a lot of bad things ahead of the protest. So you can see the network is a serious network made up of Wickenoch as the runner, Auxilia Mnangagwa is the kingpin who is running a parallel government, and the sons of Mnangagwa as the enforcers. So Sean Mnangagwa is enforcing. I don't believe Sean Mnangagwa himself is capable. I believe that Sean Mnangagwa has never even fired a gun himself. So Sean Mnangagwa is not the person that is going to kill you. The way that Sean Mnangagwa is going to kill you is going to send women. He uses a number of women. And if you are not careful, they are very effective witches. He uses women for killing. So if you're going to be killed by Sean Mnangagwa, you'll be killed by a woman. You're not going to be killed by a man. That is almost certain because he uses a bunch of the top models and influencers in Harare. They are in Sean Mnangagwa's pocket. If you don't believe it, continue not believing me until you find a knife on your neck from a girl. Then you're going to understand that Sean Mnangagwa is behind it. So, particularly, there is a promise that has been made today by Comrade Nyoka Mabunu, who said that within 24 hours, he's going to release an audio recording of Sean Mnangagwa plotting with certain people to kill General Chiwenga. So I want to play that for you, and then we're going to take it over tomorrow.
Zvokuti Sean anoti anoda kuuraya Chiwenga paari pai ndida kumuexposa in 24 hours. Ndine maaudio ake achironga kuti arikuda kuuraya vice president. Ndida kumuexposa. Ane mazwa. When time is right, ndichabvunzawo nokuti handidi kuti ndiite zvinhu zvangu zvisinawo maadvice. Ndine vanhu vangu vanondipa maadvice. Maadvisors angu kana akanditendera ndida kuexposa information yandinayo iri very sensitive yakataura Sean achida kuti achironga nevanhu kuti ada kuuraya General Chiwenga nasanyatwa kuti da kuvapedzira. Vana veZimbabwe chini chaibva ichi? Musanyeperwe nevana vaAuxilia Mnangagwa. Pasina Auxilia Mnangagwa yeye. Vampara pasina yeye.
Pasina ye Auxilia. Pasina ye Kamuroy. Yes, mkoma wangu Nyoka Mabunu. Anondinakidza zvikuru. Sean Mnangagwa, Auxilia Mnangagwa, plotting to kill General Chiwenga, and that audio will be available tomorrow. I'll beg Mkoma Nyoka Mabunu to give me that audio today, if possible, so that we can publish Varoi. Vanoroya zuva rakacheka nyika. And as I said to you, if you are going to be killed by Sean, he won't kill you himself. He's going to send a girl. So you'll be killed by a woman. So they use girls to kill you. Very pretty girls. They are also drug peddling using girls. So if you are going to see the drug peddling which is taking place in Harare right now, it's being done by some of the top models and top influencers inside of Harare. So very important. I want to keep this very tight because we've got a very important and busy day tomorrow. We have said there is a 21-page document from the South Africans that has been leaked. That is $1 billion US, 1 billion rands that is gone in the bank accounts of Wickenoch Bio. The bank account was opened somewhere around 2016. Chivayo has been working with Mnangagwa for a very long time as a runner. Mnangagwa was assisting Chivayo to steal money as far back as 2016 when he opened his first bank account at FNB. I'm going to take you through the forensic report tomorrow. In fact, I haven't applied my mind into that long document as yet. I'm going to apply my mind tomorrow and we'll do it. And then you remember that we're also talking of 500 million, which was stolen, which was paid last year, at the end of last year. I've also told you of the gold that was stolen, over 10 tons of gold stolen. And that gold is physical gold and the Zig gold coins. So they store gold coins. When they crash the Zig, and then they bought the gold coins using the weak Zig. And at the same time, they have the money now that is grown exponentially as the gold has gone up the whole year, and they've been stealing that gold in Zig. So crashing the Zig was actually their plan. It was not something that happened on purpose or by accident. It was actually done on purpose. So let's wait for tomorrow. Very important. Auxilia Mnangagwa's day has arrived. Tomorrow is Auxilia Mnangagwa's day. Mnangagwa is no longer capable of doing anything. And you are going to see Auxilia Mnangagwa at the top of the list. That includes Kudata Gwirei, Scott Sakupanya, Wikno Chivayo, and John Mangunja. So these people are on the top of that list. But the Minister of Finance, the worst Minister of Finance ever, the South Africans in their report were wondering what kind of criminal activity is taking place at the Minister of Finance. When you read through that report, you understand what I'm talking about. Money coming out of Zimbabwe, and they're saying this cannot be business. How can Wikno Chivayo have so much money coming into his bank account? And what is the business that Wikno Chivayo is running? Why does money have to be paid into South Africa? Crazy, crazy stuff. Guys, if Mnangagwa is not impeached, we Zimbabwean guys are idiots. MPs and senators, if this is not done, if Mnangagwa is not impeached tomorrow, we have a serious bunch of idiots inside the parliament, and it won't end well. The end result is going to be worse than what is going to happen if there's an impeachment. All the 34 people on that list, they are very, very corrupt. And every day, Wikno is adding more corrupt people, including some gospel singers like Anna, Lucas Moyo, and the rest of other people, the witches that are working inside Zimbabwe in broad daylight. There are so many witches. This is witchcraft. Look at what Auxilia Mnangagwa is doing. This is a letter which they forged the signature of Mnangagwa. So Auxilia Mnangagwa and the group that includes Kudata Gwirei, they forged the signature of Mnangagwa. And they make decisions and communicate them to the army using forged documents. They forged this man's signature because he's not capable, he's not able to tell what's going on. Right now, if you go to Mnangagwa's house, he is out in bed. He has been given his medication. He's going to be back again tomorrow to crack 1 or 2 jokes. This is the cabal that is running our country. And tomorrow must be their last day. When they're impeached, you're going to see what is going to happen. Most of these guys are going to end up in jail. So Auxilia Mnangagwa is going to end up in jail. Sean Mnangagwa, Collins Kuda, Mtuli Ngube, Kudata Gwirei, all these guys are going to end up in jail. They're committing massive criminal activities, including drug peddling. There is nothing worse than someone who destroys a young person by giving them drugs. And these guys are right at the center of it. Auxilia Mnangagwa is walking around pretending as if she doesn't know who is bringing drugs into the country. She must answer to this. This is dangerous. Tongai Mnangagwa is on drugs himself, one of the deputy ministers, because of this access that they have to huge amounts of drugs, Anabrongia and other hard drugs that are being distributed and peddled in Harare by this crazy family. And vamwe vari kuroya airport uko. Witchcraft, which is in broad daylight inside of Zimbabwe. So I think we've covered everything for today. Watch out for tomorrow. Anyone who doesn't understand what's going on, anyone who's an MP, anyone who's a senator, it's your job. It's a national duty to remove Mnangagwa. The man is incapable of running the government. We need a new leader. However, remember what I said, tonight, you're going to see a move on General Chiwenga. It's going to happen. If they don't move on General Chiwenga, they've surrendered. Now, you're going to see what is going to happen. They're also going to move on Darageza. They are going to attempt to move on Darageza. I hope that Darageza is in a safe place. And they're going to move on all the other people. And they're going to see a reshuffle of the army. They're going to see a reshuffle of key ministries as this group is aware of what is happening. We've got a terrible, terrible situation right now in the country, and everyone is awake to it. There is no way that we're going to wake up to a different understanding. Everyone now understands who's bad and who's good. The war veterans have done a great job. Dara Matibela, Dara Geza, Komanox, all these guys who are here. Great job that they've done. And all Zimbabweans, you've done a lot of work, including staying away when Mnangagwa unleashed his machinery into the country. But tomorrow, you're going to see more. There's going to be drama in the country. Let me now look at the comments. Angeline, ED must go. Yes. MPs, senators, tomorrow is your job. Stand up and be counted. Even ZNA, also, they are thinking too long to stand for themselves before they're dead. Yes. Generals have been outmatted. Vakabatwa, say Ishwa. I told you long back. My generals, they were touched. Kutachiwa, say Ishwa. Now, Chiwenga, if he's not careful, Sanyatwe, Urgeje. Munobatwa say Ishwa, Mukariga vanhu ava. Vanotipedza varoi. Vanoroya. Zuva rakacheka nyika. Melissa, your question is so painful to me. About Gutiere. The problem with Mnangagwa and Wikina, let me tell you what the problem is West. Mnangagwa and Auxilia and Wikina, they actually don't have that money. They've wasted billions and billions. Wikino has nothing of significance in Harare. He is living in the house of Chiuri. That is renting. Wikino takes his money and buys a watch for 5 million rands, or a Bentley, or a Benz, or whatever. 500 million. Kuperera heripa watch. Pabutsu. That is what Wikino is. Very dull person. Wikino. Ano tenga butsu. Ne 500 million. This is the same with Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa has got 60 children. Do you know how much 60 children go into 500 million? That means ukaisa 500 million vana 60. Vanosaranika 5 million, 5 million, 5 million, or less. These guys, they are using the country as a pocket or as a piggy bank. They take money and they go and waste it. Then tomorrow they come and take money and they waste it. They have nothing. They are wasteful. They are not like other people. Other people from overseas who steal and do something with the money. These ones just steal and they waste it. They've got nothing. That's why they can't live. It's terrible. They're destroying our country for nothing, and they are taking our wealth and putting it outside of the country and coming back with nothing but useless things that last a month or two. What has happened to all those cars that we brought in the country? You gave Mercedes-Benz, you gave what to different people. People can't even fuel those cars. That is how bad this is. Wikino is the worst thing that has ever happened to our country. Wikino, Muroi, Kambava, grade 6. That is the behavior I had at grade 6. You can see it. Yeah, and obviously, tomorrow is a big day, and we don't want to be emotional. We've got many emotions to show tomorrow. I want to remind you of the dream that I had about Mnangagwa a few months ago. I'm actually going to take the video and play it for you tomorrow. I won't tell you today. Who is brave enough to table the impeachment? Kunaba. MPs, Senators, show us your bravery. Then Mkoma Tabanismanda, you are saying, please read my please read my comment. Sorry, Mkoma, I pressed the wrong one. Vanhu took up man. Because really, Sean akanditarisa, Auxilia akanditarisa. Amunyari here zvamurikuita nyika yedu. These guys amunyari here wikino kudai nyika kuparadza nyika kusvika kusina kana road munyika. Wikino kutadza kuvaka kana ka lodge zvako muHarare kuti timboti lodge yakavakwa naWikino. Wikino has nothing. All he has is the shirt on his back. That is what Wikino has got. Asi wakaromba here. Vakaromba zvikadzi kana ukaba uzavaka chinhu. Sean Oshim. No, that is Sean. Sean Diddy Combs. Ndiye uyu, Sean Combs. Anodhila nemababy. Kana uchiurava naSean unorava nemusikana, not mukomana. I don't know why they use girls to kill people in Harare. So if you're a guy ukaona musikana akanaka, tangadza unosvikira. Unofira mahara. Unofira mahara vanhu vauyu ED. Vanokupedza. Unoshaya kuti chii chaitika. Because mababy wacho they murder you so efficiently. I do not know whether they were trained or what, but kana ukangona musikana akanaka padhuze newe wasingazivi teaser. They literally put a girl on your flight. Ashandisa uyu wepa airport. Ogara next to you from Harare all the way to Joburg. Paunosvika kuJoburg unofira mahara. And I'm not talking something I don't know. I'm just gonna comment you, so I've been looking for it and I can't find it. So let's finalize this. I know pane vanhu vakuru pano vamwe mapiritsi vakuda kurara. Saka let's finalize. Yes, Chivai akaromba. Dokas mota yavatora ichakupedza. I want you guys to mark the date 7 April 2025. Dokas asviki December asati aita accident nemota yapuwa naChivai. Dokas chigeza mugovera chemunhu unotengesa vanhu for fortune. Right, so let's mark this day. December asviki Dokas asati aita accident nemota yapiwa naWikino. Achadona zvinosiririsa Dokas. And the good thing about God is Mara anopunisha. You know, pa public, anokupunisha pa public. Uchapanishwa Dokas. Usatamba nezvandiri kutaura izvi. Kuti vanhu vakatsamwa kudai. Iwe uita zvekuri. Kunonzi kudi kushadabuka. Kushadabuka kuita ziya vanhu. Ndozotaura mawenzi asiri bho. Okay, I think I've covered everything. And let us bring this to an end. And we'll talk tomorrow in the morning. Please go to Zimbabwe and look at the 21 pages. I'll arrange them very quickly of Wikino Chivayo and the South Africans. The South Africans investigating Wikino Chivayo for the theft of over R1 billion in South Africa. And at the same time, he has stolen over $500 million between October last year and now. These monies are moving in the past 6 months. $1 billion in South Africa and $500 million or $500 million moving. You could build roads, bridges, skyscrapers with that money. But Mnangagwa is using that money to buy Gucci and Benz and Bentley. Not Zungurake Dara Uyu. And Auxilia Mnangagwa and his sons are signing documents on behalf of Mnangagwa. They can't even forge the signature. They use a wrong signature. They put the wrong date on this thing. And the army guys, they just check the order. This document was forged yesterday and it was used to move people in the army. The signature is totally fake and the date is wrong. I immediately saw that in the morning. You remember I showed you 2028 there and the wrong signature. Mnangagwa, the last days of Mnangagwa, God is going to punish him. He's going to make him mad in public. Right, thank you very much everyone for watching. The video that I'm just about to be playing now is very loud, but I want to play it. So let's see if you're gonna hear it. Just reduce the volume a bit. I want you to see Chibaya doing something.